Hello, welcome to the first ever Jude football podcast put together by me for the football fans out there, where we talk about all things football, but most important of all, we speak to football vloggers, younger football vloggers, football reporters, any young person who enjoys talking about football. We talk about their club and just about football in general. Today our guest is Matchday with Max, Nottingham Forrest vlogger and reporter. Max, it's a pleasure to have you on. How are you, Max?
I'm very good, thanks, Jude. Pleasure to be on. Thank you very much for having me on as well.
No, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Football is back. You must be buzzing.
I am. I've been quite bored, and then I'm looking forward to the Premier League returning soon. Of course, Forest have already played the first game, which didn't go quite to plan.
Yeah.
And then we've got Leeds this weekend, so I am very glad football's back. I have really missed it. But it was good to see the Women's World Cup over the summer. It was good to have that on. There was some brilliant quality of football there.
Yeah, I agree.
I wasn't completely bored, but I was still a bit bored because I was missing football.
Yeah, well, we all have our own teams, don't we? It's been a bit of a surprising summer, would you say, for Forest? You obviously sacked Martin O'Neill and then appointed Sabri Lamucci, which was a bit of a unknown appointment. What's your view, having seen maybe some of the pre-season games and obviously your first game against West Brom, like you say? What's been your opinion on his style of play and what he's trying to do there at Forest?
It was totally unexpected. We thought if they were going to sack O'Neill, they'd do it like after the last game, so they'd do it straight away. They wouldn't mess around with it.
Yeah.
It came out of the blue, and Forest main journalist named Daniel Taylor just reported it and just said, look, he put on Twitter some breaking news, and I was just actually really shocked to see it. But then again, a lot of people weren't surprised, and a lot of people were happy that O'Neill went. But then, 18 minutes it took Forest to announce Sabri Lamucci after O'Neill departing the city.
Yeah.
It is an unknown name, like you say. If football I like is football. It's attacking, and I've always wanted Forest to play attacking football. I cannot remember the last time we played attacking. We used to we did sometimes attack with Karanka. We saw that with Forest Villa when it was 5-5.
Yeah.
We're attacking then, and we're just a bit open at the back. I think his style of play is good. He likes to switch the balls. I think he likes to communicate with his players a lot.
Yeah.
Karanka never really used to. O'Neill did, but Karanka really never used to do that. He was he used to give his instructions before the game, half time, and obviously full time after the game. But you just kind of see him stood maybe still and maybe just give a few key instructions. But Lamucci's liking to do that. He's already switched dugouts.
Yeah. I was going to mention that, so yeah, it was.
It is a bit weird. So he's basically swapped it because what he wants to do is his solution or aim behind switching dugouts is in case Forest need to hold on to a 1-0 lead or a late minute win like that. He can basically tell the defence and give key instructions to them. As Colin Murray said to me, basically go mad at the defence, which is pretty true.
Yeah.
I think he is. I think it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I'm always hopeful this season. It's another manager. As long as we're all right and we don't sack him by Christmas, I think a few of the fans will be happy. But I think with some of the players we bought already and some of the players we're linked with, obviously the transfer deadline days in a few days. So I think we need to get a few more additions in, and I think promotion is the real aim this season for Forest.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about your summer signings. You've signed 7 players already, and one of them being ex-Aston Villa, Albert Adoma. And I can tell you from experience that is a great signing, and he'll do well in the Championship, especially with Forest. So that's a great signing for you. Sammy Abiobi, what's your opinion on that and all the other signings?
I think Sammy Abiobi was kind of one that when we signed him, people were like, why have we got him for? But I think he was a good signing from the moment we got him. I mean, I've seen him at Bolton. I've seen him play. I think he's one of those players that's good to bring on. And in a pre-season friendly, I mean, he scored against Alfreton Town, all assisted, and that was the first time we saw him. But I think he is a key player. I don't think he's going to be featuring in the starting 11 every game. He might if players like Albert Adoma or Joe Lolly on fit or have got an injury, for example. But I think he'll be kind of that player on the bench that you need to bring on if it's like 1-1 or 0-0.
Yeah.
And you need. I mean, I can't remember now. Cast my mind back. It's only a few days ago. I think he was. Yeah, no. I think he came on against West Brom.
Yeah, he did.
Didn't really. I think he had 5 or 10 minutes there to prove himself. I would like to see Forrest give him a start, but hopefully we can continue him to a bit of a super sub.
Yeah.
Comes on. And do that. I mean, other signs have been great. Thiago Silva. He needs to get on the ball more. I think he needs to be his own player a bit more and show some creativity. I think he's a bit afraid to do that at the moment.
Yeah.
We've got other players. Alfred Semedo, thought he was excellent against West Brom. I think he's a very skillful player. He likes to go on his runs. He likes to have a bit of a run across the pitch.
Yeah.
So again, these all could be vital signs. There's other players like Matty Cash, Ben Watson, that over last year were okay players, were good players, but not as good as they are now. So Lamucci and his coaching staff have seemed to have improved a lot of players over the summer already. I mean, Watson looks like a new player, and you saw Cash's goal against West Brom, and that was excellent. And they are playing him at right back. I think it's like a right wing back or right back that's getting forward. I'm not too sure on that, if I'm honest, in my opinion, but and a few Forest fans aren't, quite a lot of them. So we'll have to see how that works and see how he goes with it against Leeds on Saturday. But I don't think he is a right back. But I think he's been very creative, and it's good to see players like Cash being creative, because if Cash gets a chance outside the box, he's got a great shot on him, and as that goal against West Brom, he really can be a proven goal scorer if he gets the support that he needs.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the likes of Sammy Amiobi, I know you've got a cup game, haven't you, against Fleetwood on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. So whether you start him then and then see what he does there and maybe gain himself more experience in the Championship. You talked about a few more additions ahead of deadline day. Where would you strengthen, in your opinion?
It's difficult. We've been linked with quite well. I think we've been linked with every man in his dog, to be honest.
A bit like Villa, to be honest.
I don't know if it's maybe quantity over quality. We don't need quantity. We've got a massive squad as it is. And we do need to find maybe a few ways to reduce that. I think there will be players leaving maybe before deadline day. Is what I've seen and heard from other journalists. I mean, I think Forest need a right back. I think we could maybe do with another. I think we could do with another striker, if I'm honest. I know we've got Graben.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people probably disagree with me on this. And there was a bit of not hate, but a bit of anger towards ex-Forest European Cup winning midfielder Kenny Burns, who did a bit like a column and article on the Nottingham Forrest, basically saying how I think that Graben should be sold, he's lazy. I just think he looked a bit uninterested on Saturday. But then again, there's arguments that he's not getting the service and he's not getting the support that he needs. I mean, he is a proven goal scorer, and he did well under the first half of the season with Karanka, and then it kind of tailed off towards the end. So I think we could do with another signing. We've got Rafa Mir, but I mean, he came on, he looked okay, but we need a Championship goal scorer. Somebody like Dwight Gale, somebody like Codger from Villa.
Yeah.
I mean, is Codger still at Villa, or?
Yeah, Codger's still at Villa. He was at the African Nations the last few weeks. He only come back into training, I think, last week. So I'm hearing that there are options there for him to go out, but I'm also hearing from another source that they want to keep him and they want to have him as like third choice striker in the Premier League. So I don't know, another option as well, I've seen as well, Scott Hogan, someone like him, if you can get him. Well, I'm hearing that a number of Championship clubs are interested in him. I don't know if Forest is one of them.
I think Forest is one of them. I think Hull are interested in him as well. So we'll have to see, but I do think we need another striker and a right back. Transfer deadline day is full of surprises, so it'll be interesting to see on Thursday what happens and what will kind of pan out. So it's going to be interesting, but we definitely need a few more additions to add to the squad. And then because I think Lamucci's got an aim, and his aim is to build this team and to build a football club that everyone wants to support, and the football not only to be winning games. I get to the point with Forest where I don't care how we play as long as we win, but a lot of people want to see entertaining football. So he wants Forest to not only win games, he wants it to be entertaining football for the fans and people around the club, which is fair enough. So again, anything can happen. I've got no idea, to be honest, what will happen.
Yeah, well, like the Championship now, we're seeing it evolving into that more attacking style of football, when before it used to be hoof the ball up top and try and get one off a loose cross, where now it's trying to play out from the back, isn't it? And over recent years we've seen that happen. So I think the fact that the Mucci is trying to get fans off their seats and try to play attacking football is great stuff, and what the Championship is moving into, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, totally agree. I mean, we've still got sides like Cardiff, and it will be interesting to see how Cardiff play, whether they'll change, because I've got Neil Warnock, who is a good Championship manager, is someone that can get you up, and I don't think he cares how he does it. I mean, he got Cardiff up by, like you just said earlier, hoofing it up a bit, long throw into the box and getting one off a loose cross. So it was a bit scrappy football, but then again, it could change. It all changes depending on the players you've got, and the Championship is becoming a tougher league every year. And then League One, or even, I mean, lower league football like to hoofball, but there's some teams in League One that are very creative. I mean, Lincoln City have got quite a creative style of play. There's other teams that have different styles instead of just hoofing it up. I still think if you are hoofing it up, is sometimes a good option, especially if you need to get a goal in the last few minutes.
Yeah, I agree.
But I want to see creative football at Forest. I think thinking about it now. So hopefully the Mucci, like you say, can get fans off the seats and bring that to the club.
Yeah, if we now move on to the West Brom game, not the start you wanted. You went 1-0 up. Is that right in thinking that? Who scored the first goal? Did Albert Adomi get the assist?
I think it was Matty. So it was Albert Adomi kind of flicked it onto Matty Cash, and Matty Cash went onto it, and kind of like a bit of a half volley. It was a really good goal. Yeah,
it's not obviously went downhill from there in that game. How did you see that one? Well, how did you see that game, and obviously how it turned out? First game at City Ground.
I mean, you could put the goals down, both goals, to keeper errors, and you probably can. I mean, looking at the cross, West Brom's second goal, so the cross, I don't know who you think it was by Phillips, I'm not sure. But I don't think you can put that down to Muric. He was caught off his line, and it was a bit of a fluke. Might get slated by West Brom fans for saying that. I think the first goal was definitely a keeper error. You can see on the replays. He tried to parry it out, and it just kind of went under him, basically.
Yeah.
I think people have got on Muric's back a lot. But then again, I don't blame Forest for looking at him, because I saw something on Twitter, and if somebody said, like, if Pep Guardiola had a cat, I'd buy it off him because he's being coached by Pep Guardiola. Everybody thinks he's an excellent keeper.
Yeah.
And it's easy to believe that, because he's at Man City with an excellent coaching staff and excellent facilities and an excellent manager.
Yeah.
People and players and people behind him. You'd think he'd be a good signing. He probably needs a better work. I mean, we've been linked with other keepers as well. Scott Carson from Derby is the latest person we've been linked with.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of. I've also heard from people that was thinking of doing a bit of a switch deal with Ben and Lawan going to Derby, and Scott Carson coming to the City grounds. I don't want that to happen. I think Ben Land's a good option. So
Yeah.
we're going to get Scott Carson. We'll just sign him outright, really.
Yeah.
So we've been linked with another keeper. I think like Pantilimon was just completely dropped. We had Jordan Smith on the bench at the weekend, who we haven't seen since the Fowers days, since like the Dougie Freeman and Mark Warburton days. So it felt like weird seeing him on the bench. So I think we're trying to go for a starting 11 of keepers. That many we're linked with at the moment. The overall game, the performance was. It was brilliant in the first 10 minutes. Then after that, atmosphere went flat, football went flat, and everything just seemed to go downhill from there. But it's the first game. I'm not going to start. And even if we lose to Leeds this Saturday, they're two tough opening games. West Brom and Leeds are the two favourites for promotion this season, really. So I'm not going to be too disheartened. Then we haven't got really easy games after that. I don't think there is an easy game in the Championship.
No.
We've got like Birmingham, Barnsley.
Do me a favour and just beat Birmingham for us.
Fleetwood in the cup will be a test. They're doing okay. So it's all going to be different. And you've got all the cup competitions now, so they're going to have to manage fitness. We cancelled friendlies that were organised by O'Neill. Well, Mamucci didn't put the under-23s out.
Yeah.
Because it was too much for the first team squad, which I think it was. So I think it was like Sheffield United or Norwich last season.
Yeah.
Lost all their first 3 opening games, and look where they are now. And I don't know if Villa won or lost their opening game or have a decent start.
I think we won our first 2 games, and then kind of the Steve Bruce era kicked in of being slow football, and so I think we won our first 2 games. We remember winning against Hull, winning against Wigan in the final minute, and then it went downhill from there, I think.
Forest I think it's obviously till the weekend. The stat was that Forest hadn't lost the first opening home game since 1983. So I'm not going to panic too much. I'm not going to go into a Twitter meltdown and say that Forest are going to get relegated and the world's going to end. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
Because there's much more important things happening in the world right now than getting a bit upset over a first game result against West Brom, a team tip for promotion this season. So.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's a long season in the Championship, and you could have a really bad start, but then if you look at Villa and maybe Fulham the season before, you could be 13th come February or something, and then you go on this incredible. You can go on a run in the Championship, and where it takes you is unknown because of how tough the Championship is.
Exactly. I think it was a few years ago when Reading got promoted to the Premier League. They were mid 14th, 15th at Christmas time, and then went on this remarkable game run and finished second, I think, and got automatic.
Yeah.
So and anything can happen in the Championship. So I just think we need a bit of stability. But then Evangelos Marinakis did say on his interview at Olympiacos, and I can agree with him here, is he wants stability, but he wants stability with the right person, the right manager. And hopefully Mamucci will be the right manager. Because I want to see it work.
Yeah.
And I'd be interested to see it work. I would have liked to see what happened under O'Neill. If O'Neill got us promoted, I think my biggest regret that Forest ever did was not Karanka, was getting rid of Warburton. They only gave him a year and a bit, or not even that. They should have given him more of the chance. He didn't get a lot of money, and he was interested in players like John McGinn. And you imagine if he was signing him, and then obviously Warburton left and Villa got him. So you imagine if Forest had got him. So that's my biggest regret. But then hindsight is a wonderful thing at the end of the day.
Yeah, I haven't heard what you say there. I think it's important that you give the Mucci time, because you've seen like you say, with other managers, that not giving them time. Sometimes if you just give a manager time in the Championship, you look at what Farker did at Norwich. He didn't have a great first season, but at the second season, he won the title. So sometimes you have to give it time in the Championship because it's hard to adapt, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Norwich is a brilliant example of it. So we'll have to see how it pans out.
Yeah.
But I think we do need to give Mamucci time, definitely.
Yeah, and if we move on now to, you mentioned it a little bit, touched up on it a bit, your next couple of fixtures, like we say, no easy game in the Championship really, couldn't get any tougher really, come Saturday, 12:30, Leeds United away from home. What's your thoughts on that?
It'll be difficult. I'm going 12:30 kick-off on Sky, so again, a lot of people will be watching. I mean, it's a weekend of football, isn't it, on Sky? We've got a Premier League returning. It's because it's Liverpool Norwich on Friday night. Forest Leeds on Saturday. So then there's other teams. So a lot of people will be watching us like they were against West Brom. So we need to prove to people that Forest can be a team that could be near the Premier League at the end of the season. I mean, I was speaking to Keith Andrews before the game against West Brom. And the last time we spoke, actually, was when Forest played West Brom. It was Forest's second game of the season, first home game of the season. And we drew 1-1. And Keith Andrews said after that game, he thought Forest would be there at the end of the season. He thought Forest would be either playoff or promotion team, and we were that good that game. So, I think, Derby got a result against Leeds, and that was probably a difficult situation with Lampard and stuff, and then it was a bit different. So anything can happen. I just hope we kind of leave everything out there on the pitch. Having a decent performance. I mean, I would take a 0-0 now. If Lamucci is setting the team up to just go out for a 0-0 draw, I'd be happy with that. A decent away game, a 0-0 draw against Leeds. Then we go on to Birmingham and Barnsley, and then Fleetwood in the cup. Hopefully, we can do well then. Well,
if you get, even if you get a point like you say, and then kick on against Birmingham, is it say you got Barnsley next?
I know it's Barnes. I think it's it might be Charlton away.
I think it's.
And it's Fulham. We've got Fulham in that as well. So I mean, Charlton won. I think the game, their opening game.
They won it, didn't they?
Then Barnsley beat Fulham, so it's going to be funny. I mean, there could be an underdog in the Championship this season, like somebody like Barnsley with that Daniel Stendhal as manager, who's excellent. I think I would love him to manage Forest. That's what I wanted Forest to go for when O'Neill was sacked, him or Chris Hughton. I mean, I think the only problem is if the Forest owners want quick success and want to get into the Premier League this season, we need to get pretty much a bit more of a proven Championship manager, like Chris Hughton, maybe like Gary Monk. I mean, I cannot believe he was sacked from Birmingham.
I don't understand.
I mean, I was actually quite shocked at that. More than probably like Grant leaving Forest, because it wasn't really leading up to anything, was it?
No.
Same with when O'Neill went. So we could have done with a proven manager, but then we've got Lamucci, we've got Leeds. Let us just hope we come away with a point this weekend, like you say.
Well, that would be. I'm sure a lot of Nottingham Forest fans would take that. Obviously, Championship is unpredictable, like we have said on the podcast. Hopefully, Nottingham Forest can get promoted this season. I'm sure that's your only target, isn't it, Max?
It is. I think if we don't, we've got to go again. But I am sick of the Championship. I just want a season in the Premier League. You can come back down. I just want Forest's ground on FIFA. And some decent away days at United, City, Liverpool, Everton. All the other grounds in the Premier League. And they're much easier for me to get to, because where I live, like in the middle of the country, it's easy to get to teams like Everton, Liverpool, the Manchester teams, rather than it is to get to Swansea, Fulham, Charlton, Cardiff, Barnsley.
I'd love to see the two European Cup winners go head to head in the Premier League as well.
Exactly. It would be a big game, indeed. So hopefully it will, Jude. Hopefully.
Well, thank you for coming on today, Max. It's been a pleasure to speak to you about all things Nottingham Forest. Hopefully, when I next catch up with you, you're having a good run. You're in the playoffs, hopefully, and you're a happy Forest fan.
Hopefully, Will. Thank you very much for having me on, and best of luck to Villa this season. Who have Villa got in their opening game?
Spurs.
Spurs. Yes. Good luck. I mean, I think they're without a few key players, so anything could happen.
I'm looking forward to it. So it'll be good.
Enjoy it. Thank you very much,
if you did enjoy the video, first ever podcast, leave a like and a comment, and if you're listening on iTunes, be sure to stay tuned there. If you are a vlogger watching this or just love football, be sure to contact me on my Instagram, my Twitter, or comment down below, and I'm sure we can get you involved. Thank you for watching. Until next time, goodbye.